Hey guys, and welcome back to Blade Bench. Today we're checking out the Cold Steel Espada, and this is the large size. To me, I swear this is the perfect knife. This is the one with the 5.5-inch blade, and I know to some that would be like monstrously too large, but for me, for an EDC, this is perfect. I've always been really partial to, like the bigger folders, especially from Cold Steel. And this one is just perfect. I've got the extra large Espada, which I'm going to be doing a video on, and it's big and it's fun, and I've definitely EDC'd that thing. But this is the one that I just lean to the most. It's not too small, not too big. It fits in the pocket great, and it's just a really nice size. To me, honestly, I think if I had to choose one out of my whole collection to keep, I would probably choose this knife. It just ticks all the boxes for me. So we'll check this thing out a little bit closer, different views in a bit. So this is the one with the Stonewash blade finish, of course, and the black G10 handle scales. Very nice. And yeah, it's a big knife. Like, it's not that big. It's not a Espada XL type of size or anything like that. But usually when you whip this bad boy out, it's the type of knife where people go, holy crap, like, what are you doing with a knife like that in your pocket? And so you get some looks and whatever, but that's fun, right? You knife guys out there know that's half the fun, is just freaking people out a little bit. So yeah, this is just a great knife. Super cool. I'll give you a couple different views. This is the Oz 10A blade steel, which I really like. I've never had a problem. I have used this thing a ton. I've had it for well over a year and worn it a bunch. It's got very little wear. The most wear you'll see is probably here, on the pocket clip, where you can kind of see some of the paint's wearing off. But the finish, you can see the finish itself on the blade. Everything's great, no nicks. I mean, I haven't done any crazy like chopping or anything, but tons of EDC tasks. Even the handle scales, still perfect. It's holding up great. I haven't had to sharpen this Oz 10A blade. I do just kind of hone it up every once in a while, just when I notice it's starting to get a little dull, which is very infrequently. I've got a bunch of their knives in the Oz 10A and never had a problem with it. I think it's perfectly fine. And for the price, like, I think this is a $200 knife. Where we are in Canada, I'd pay $200 for this thing all day long. So yeah, here's a couple kind of more close-ups of it. See, a lot of the videos I like to do are just, I just call them checkout videos, because when I'm looking to buy a knife, I don't really want to hear a guy ramble on and on and on and on about the specs, weigh it in front of me, cut paper on it, whatever. I just want to check the bad boy out. So here's a bit more of a close-up of the blade. That's Stonewash. Got a Espada on there. One side. Other side, it's got, the Oz 10A Taiwan, Cold Steel. Really nice finish. And then the handle scales. It's G10 and it's really nice and grippy. You can hear my nail on it, but it's smoothish. Like, this knife totally doesn't destroy my pocket or anything, but got a really nice grip. Of course, it's got, the cool thing about these Espadas is they've got different spots for you to hold the handle. So you can kind of, I don't know, it's cool that they actually think of that sort of thing. So there's a view of that, a little bit closer up of the scales. You can see some really nice texture on there. You put the pocket clip on that side if you're a lefty. And if I recall, it did come with a left-handed pocket clip in the box. Here's the other side. Nice triad lock. This thing's solid. I've never had any issues, unlocking and closing this thing. But some say that the triad lock's a little stiff for them. It does have the thumb disc for the opener. I absolutely love that feature. So for those of you that don't know, it's designed so that when it slides down in your pocket, the clip's there, so it slides down in your pocket. When you pull it out, it snags in your jeans, like kind of the top of your pocket. And I'm not going to do it now because I will cut myself, but it pulls on that and deploys the blade. So as you pull it out of your pocket, it deploys. So you pull it out and waka, this thing just is open right away with this really mean kind of clicking sound. Most of my friends, when I go to whip out this or, you know, the Espada XL or whatever, you don't have to pull the whole knife out and then open it. You literally just go, hey, you want to see what I got in my pocket? And you just yank this giant thing out and just goes crack. And you've got a giant, you know, pocket sword all of a sudden in your hand. It's really cool. It's a great feature. It's very functional. You can see how wide that is. So when you go to open it, if you just want to use it almost kind of like a thumb stud or whatever, you've got a lot of meat to kind of push on and open. And if you use it for that wave feature, it works great. So there's another view. Here's a view of just the top. Got a nice thick blade, and it's thick all the way. You can see basically right to the end of the knife. It's basically almost full thickness, and then it just tapers right at the end. So really strong. There's that disc. Really cool. Some jimping all up along the back here. Doesn't really stand proud. Like, it's not insanely aggressive at all, but you got a little bit of jimping there for your thumb, which is cool. Triad lock. It's got these kind of plastic spacers. And here's a view of the bottom for those that might want to check that out. There you go. Nothing fancy. So yeah, there you go. There's a cool checkout vid of the large Espada. In my opinion, like the perfect knife. The Espada XL is awesome, super cool, but for EDC all the time, it's just not perfect. And I don't really like little small knives. I like bigger ones. So yeah, for me, that thing's just perfect. And look how mean it is. That thing's just so wicked looking. And of course, like, I've got medium to slightly larger hands. It fits perfect, but if you've got large hands, I mean, you got plenty of meat on there, the different grips and stuff like that. Like, look how cool that thing is. Very cool. Well, guys, there you go. Espada large checkout vid. Of course, if you like the video, please like it and subscribe, because I plan to be bringing out a bunch more, you know, checkout vids of all my knife collection. I've got a lot more of the cold steel big folders and some other stuff as well. So yeah, if you want to see those, follow along. All right, guys, till next time. See you later. Thank you.